welcome back to our podcast, Books Don't Review Themselves. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kim. Today we are doing another Millennial movie review. This time it's for The Usual Suspects. It came out in 1995, so I was a freshman in college. And how old were you?
What
1995. August of 95.
3 still. Turning 4.
So I was in college and she wasn't even in school yet. All right, excellent. I'll read the synopsis really quick and then we'll get into it. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist, says conman Kent, a.k.a. Kevin Spacey, drawing a comparison to the most enigmatic criminal of all time, Kaiser Sose. Kent attempts to convince the feds that the mythic crime lord not only exists, but is also responsible for drawing Kent and his 4 partners into a multi-million-dollar heist that ended with an explosion in the San Pedro harbor, leaving few survivors. Besides Kevin Spacey, it also has Benicio del Toro, Stephen Baldwin, Gabriel Byrne, and others. First of all, before we get into what you think, I just want to say I love heist movies. They are my jam. And I used to love Kevin Spacey. He was my jam. The Baldwins, I mean, they're so, like, the 90s. Like, there's so many of them. And, like, Stephen Baldwin is just, to me, like, the face of the 90s. So anyway, we shall continue. What did you think?
I honestly was kind of bored throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is like, I kept thinking, like, okay, this was made in, 95? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this was probably, like, the fucking jam when it came out. You know what I mean? Like, people were probably like, fuck yeah. Like, what are the movies that, like, Liam Neeson are in?
Oh,
like,
I'll Find You.
Yeah, like, when those come out, like, whatever. I enjoyed the plot. I really, I liked that. I was kind of surprised by the ending, because, like, probably 30 minutes towards the ending, I started, like, thinking, like, oh, is this the person? I liked how they had this whole, like, mystical, like, man who did all this stuff. The thing I think I would have liked for it to be a little bit different would be how they executed, like, the heist. Like, maybe have it be, I don't know, I guess I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking, because, like, I liked the characters, I liked, how did you say his name? Kaiser
Sose?
Yeah, I liked that, and having him be, like, the unknown criminal. I think the heist I would have liked to be a little bit different, like, or
more like Ocean's 11 than just kind of thrown in there at the end.
Yeah. I think that would have made it a little better for me. But I would say I'm at kind of like a 3, because I don't hate it, but I don't know if it's something I would choose to watch again. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised too, because I haven't seen a lot of stuff with Kevin Spacey in it, and I really, really liked his character. I really liked his acting. Mm-hmm. I really, really liked Kevin Spacey in this.
Yeah. So that's why, I mean, I used
and
to
I
love
honestly
him.
didn't know which one
Kevin Spacey
was Stephen Baldwin.
Oh yeah, Kevin Spacey, like, years ago, before the thing that happened recently. I mean, he's still a good actor, but, once something like that happens, it can turn you off a person, and it just did. But, like, in this movie and in The Midnight Garden of Good and Evil, I believe is the title. It was a book first, and then he is in the movie. He's so good in that movie. I mean, he's a great actor. So that really helped me with this movie. And like I said, Stephen Baldwin, Benicio del Toro, being a heist movie. But on the same hand, I can totally see... It was a heist movie, but it wasn't as heisty as like,
and I would have liked I would have liked a better heist story. But like, the characters I liked the concept of it. I liked that, like, unknown, like, that was kind of interesting, like, who is Kaiser Soze, and, like, being so fearful of him. So I really liked that part. I just would have liked the heist to be a little bit more intriguing.
And when I first saw this, years ago, like, the ending to me, it just blew me away. When you were like, he was telling stories from all these things around the room. And I'm just like, what the F? That was just so cool to me.
Because we watched this in bed. Mm-hmm. And so I started off watching it. I was working on, like, my Goodreads or whatever. And I put, my laptop away.
That's right.
And I watched the rest of it. There was a point where Josh was like, oh my God, he's... And then I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh my God. And then it, like, just ends. Mm-hmm. And I'm like...
just walks away.
What?
Yeah.
And they're like, has anyone seen a crippled guy or whatever? And then that was another thing I was really impressed with Kevin Spacey's acting of.
Cerebral palsy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed Kevin Spacey's character. Like I said, I know he has stuff going on, but like that doesn't necessarily.
He's still a good actor.
Yes, it doesn't take away from someone's like talent.
Ability, yeah.
And I don't have anything to compare it to for him. But yeah, I was really impressed with his acting. I really enjoyed it.
And like just watching it again, I've probably seen it maybe like 2-3 other times, but watching it again now, like I knew at the beginning, like when Kaiser Sose comes up to Gabriel Bryan, I don't remember his character's name, but you know, shoots him, you can see his gold watch. And like, so I was looking for that because then at the end of the movie, before you know he's Kaiser Sose, he's getting his things back from behind the police wall and he has a gold watch. So like, even before the movie tells you he's Kaiser Sose,
they give you hints.
They do, you know, and there's other hints besides. So it was kind of fun watching it again, you know, just seeing those little hints and stuff.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I would have never.
Yeah,
I would have never.
The first time I watched it, I didn't, you know, realize it, and I'm sure
and it's
99% of the people don't.
Interesting for you too, seeing how much movies have changed now.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you rewatch it, I guess if they were to like remake this.
Making the heist better would be one thing. Yeah, I mean, there are little things that they could do. I think since a lot of it takes place like at the police station, I don't really think there's a lot they could change like for that type of stuff, you know? But yeah, there's little things that I think with any movie, if you remake it, there's ways that you can make it better if you want to. But now do you see how I kept saying that this reminded me of The Silent Patient? Because of that ending. You're just like, what the F? And that's why I loved it. I'm just like, woo!
Yes, I do. Because it's like, it's so in your face, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy. Yeah. I love that when it's like, it's right there and I don't even know it until the very end. And you're like, holy shit. Like, yeah, we liked it. But yeah.
Was that the first time Josh had seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And he was like blown away by the ending too. Like,
yeah, he really liked the ending and he said it was good, but I think he would probably agree that like the heist portion of it is not as
good as it could have been.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I really wish that we had a little more like with the drugs and whatever, and I really liked the part too. Like it got me thinking even more because there were certain times where it was like I'd get a little bored in the movie when they were all the lawyer.
Yeah. His girlfriend, Gabriel Bryan's girlfriend.
No,
not the woman lawyer.
No, the male lawyer who had brought like the file folders with all their like shit in it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, ooh.
Well, his name was,
I can't remember.
It was a really weird name for him. It was like a.
And then I had to laugh a little when they had like the gun to his head and he was like super vulnerable, kind of, but like not, like, you know what I mean? He kept his cool about it, and then he was like, you know, I have your girlfriend, whatever. And he's like, no, you don't. And he's like, come see.
Yeah, she's right
and
there.
And he's like, so if you try this again, blah, blah, blah. So I was just like, ugh, way to turn he's the like, tables.
Kitsuya, something. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would have been like an Asian person.
Yeah, and he wasn't at all. But...
He was like Italian. But yeah, I don't know if I would rewatch it. But I would be interested to watch more of Kevin Spacey's stuff, which I know is probably like controversial to say right now, but I was just really impressed with his acting.
If you do watch another one, like I said, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, you should watch that one. I thought he was excellent in that one. The next one I'm thinking we're going to watch, and I have not seen this one either. It's Identity with John Cusack.
Oh, is that the one that we had talked about a little bit?
And I think it's from 2003. My friend Jenny recommended it. And 2003, I'm trying to think what was going on in my life. Because, like, I love John Cusack, and this movie, like, sounds awesome because it's, like, a serial killer. So I was, like, trying to think back what was going on in my life that I would have missed this one back in 2003.
Well, and it seems, too, like, sometimes with movies, it's hit or miss how they advertise
True.
it. You know what I mean? Like, and I guess it was probably more common in 2003 to have, like, cable or something. Mm-hmm. But what movie did you go see recently? Knives Out?
Oh, Knives Out, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that was even out.
Mm-hmm. And I found out about it on Facebook because of all my cozy mystery groups that I'm in.
And that's something I would like to see that movie. But yeah, I had no idea that was until you said something.
Yeah, it was good. Knives Out was excellent. I highly recommend that one. There was some stuff on the internet that they might be able to be doing number 2. So that would be interesting. I would definitely watch that. It seems like every year around November-ish, December, they have a movie that is kind of geared more towards people my age and older because they know it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas time, and you get together and you're like, let's go to the movies, but to try to find a movie that everyone likes, they're like, usually the oldest lady in the family will be like, screw you children, we're gonna go see what I want to see. So like the year before was the Murder on the Orient Express, and that kind of also encompassed my age group and older, and then this year it was Knives Out. So next year I can totally see them like doing another like Agatha Christie murder mystery during that time of the year. So yay, I'm already looking forward to whatever it is. They know my genre and my age well. And then after that, the next week, the last day in January, I'm thinking Primal Fear. And that one has Edward Norton.
Ooh, Richard Gere.
Yeah, Richard Gere's in it too. He's a very attractive older man. Edward Norton, there's just something about this guy. He's dorky and hot at the same time. And after I saw this movie with him, I'm just like, oh my God, I love him for life. So yeah, I guess we're just watching movies with people that I love in them. So that's the new thing.
I really enjoy Richard Gere.
Yeah, he's a good actor. And did you see Pretty Woman?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Yes. And one of my favorites actually was, I got it in like a $5 bin because like I was that person that like would go to the $5 bin and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick out something different that I've never, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I ended up getting Runaway Bride, and I really, really liked Runaway Bride. So that was like one of my favorite movies to watch when I was
Julia
in high
Roberts.
School. Yep,
was in that one too.
Yep, and just something about how Richard Gere.
His voice or demeanor or
just all of it. Like,
and he aged very well.
He did, but I would like if he had a little more pepper in his hair.
Not as much white.
Yeah, like I like the salt and pepper. Mm-hmm. But he just like, I don't know, something about his demeanor, and
he just seems sexy and confident and
nice,
like, mellow.
Yeah,
like I could see like if I was freaking out about something, he would like be able to chill me out very quickly.
Yeah, that's essentially what Runaway Bride was. Mm-hmm. So So
Primal Fear. I'm excited. Then hopefully you enjoy that one.
Norton, what else is he in? He looks familiar.
He's in so many things. Fight Club. You probably know him from Fight Club.
No.
American History X. Oh my God, that movie was so good too. When he puts the teeth on the curb, I'm just like, dear God. Death to Smoochie. That one was good.
Red Dragon.
Yep, that's probably where you. That's from the Hannibal Lecter series.
Yes. Yep. I know him from Red Dragon.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I know him from Fight Club, American History X, and obviously Primal Fear. It was funny because in American History X, it's with Nazis. That's not funny. That's horrible. But
I love stuff with Nazis.
It's
like
you should watch.
Not
that
movie. I enjoy what happened, but to me, it's just like,
how can people do that?
It's so fascinating, And kind of on a tangent with that, my brother had told me to watch. I can't remember what it's called. It's on Netflix about John Demjanjuk. Basically, I can't remember what he was called, but he was like one of the most like horrible people.
Like in the Nazi Party?
Yeah. He ended up basically coming to the U.S., living a normal life, worked, was a nice man when he was here, but then they somehow found out that he was John Demjanjuk, or they thought he was, and he was trying to say that he wasn't.
Okay.
So he was extradited to, I think it was Israel, and like tried, and so it's this whole thing. Yeah, it was just like fascinating to be like, oh my God. How can you go from that to being like a fucking suburban white dad?
And I think this is not excusing anything because, it's not. But I think it was circumstances too.
Well, for sure. I'm sure I would have to think that a lot of the Nazis were not like, yeah, we want to do this. It's probably like, we do this or we die.
Exactly.
Type,
Yeah.
To me, it's just so fascinating how someone like Hitler gained so much power to be such a horrific thing and have, so like I enjoy the history part. It's
And the psychological part of
yes,
people.
It's just depressing and horrific, but it's to me, it's fascinating. I'm like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that might be an interesting one. And I know my husband really enjoys that as well. So,
but getting back to American History X, we were watching in the movie theater, and it might have been Edward Norton, I don't remember which character. He's like, put your teeth on the curb. And I knew instantly what was going to happen. So I'm like, oh, dear God, oh, dear God. The rest of the audience was just watching the movie and quiet. And then he did what he did. He smashes his teeth on the curb. And, like, the rest of the audience was like, oh, my God. I'm like, how could you fuckers not see that coming? I'm like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? How can you not be as twisted as I am?
Oh, God, that gives me chills just thinking about it.
Like, your butthole just clenches. You're just like, oh, my God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
that's a good, I mean, seriously,
God.
I think you would enjoy that one, American History X, and it has the whole Nazi thing and Edward Norton, and you should watch it someday.
Oh, boy.
I wouldn't say we need to watch it for a Millennial movie review, but you should just watch it.
Okay.
So, Identity next, and then Primal Fear after that, and then
I like John Cusack, too.
I hope so, because if you don't...
He sounds familiar, too.
He was in so many, like, 80s movies.
Like, Patrick Dempsey has gotten hotter with age.
He
like,
really...
I used to watch, is it Can't Buy Me Love?
Yep, Can't Buy Me Love.
And it's like, God.
Okay, the one, you might know him from Hot Tub Time Machine. The ones that I know him from are so many. Better Off Dead. That One Crazy Summer. Oh, I didn't realize he was in Stand By Me. 16 Candles. Better Off Dead. We need to watch that sometime. That movie is just, it's hilarious. You must have just seen him around.
I've seen him in, well, maybe like some of 16 Candles, because I don't know that I've seen the whole thing. I think I've like,
pieces.
yeah.
So yeah, okay, so you give it a 3.
Yep.
If the heist scene was better, you would probably give it more.
Yeah. I
love it because of the awesome ending and Kevin Spacey and the heist scene. I agree with you. It could have been better, but
right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Sweet.
So subscribe, come back, and our next movie is going to be Identity. So stay tuned for that.
Bye.
Bye.